Good morning and good afternoon, guys, and welcome back to another Geek Tavern. As always, it's me, Sean, and I'm joined by Mike
Hello.
and Aaron.
What's so good about it?
And today we will be talking about Mike's recommendation, Lucy.
Javier Bardem looks really different in this movie.
Yes. Take us away.
I'm just going to read the thing here on Google. When a boyfriend tricks Lucy, played by Scarlett Johansson, into delivering a briefcase to a supposed business contact, the once carefree student is abducted.
I'm glad that was clear.
We're to believe that she's a college student.
Student is abducted by thugs who intend to turn her into a drug mule. She is surgically implanted with a package containing a powerful chemical, but it leaks into her system, giving her superhuman abilities. So therefore, she is a superhero.
I mean, she is definitely a superhero by the events of the movie at the end.
Including, but not limited to, telekinesis and telepathy. With her former captors in pursuit, Lucy seeks out a neurologist, played by Morgan Freeman, who she hopes will be able to help her. He doesn't really do anything other than they give him information.
This whole movie structure bothered me.
The beginning bothered me.
No. Like, when we watch movies, you, as an audience member, can wrap your mind around what the end game is going to be very early on. You introduce your antagonist, you have your protagonist, and then you're going to be like, okay, this is what's obviously going to happen. No, this threw me for a loop because she went in, pinned the guy, didn't kill him, but, like, got the information that she wanted from him, and I was like, oh, okay, like, watching it, I'm like, oh, well, he's obviously not gonna go fuck with her again. Like, because who in their right mind would? So, like, when he comes back, I was like, he's the antagonist? I was like, I thought there was gonna be, like, I joked, but I was, like, half serious, where the one dude escapes, and I thought they were gonna kick the shit out of him, and it was gonna, like, leak into his system, and he'd become, like, a rival, like, he'd use the powers for evil or something, because that might have made more sense.
Yeah.
But instead, it's just the guy who makes her a drug mule. Because I was like, okay, she's already super fucking smart and everything. She already defeated her enemy. And he witnessed that. He knows that he lost. So, like, why make him come back? It was just stupid.
I expected her to kill... I'm going to call him the old guy. I don't remember his name.
Oh, yeah.
the mob guy that put the shit in her. I thought he was going to die, and then it would be like his son, you know?
Or, like, somebody coming out for revenge or something. Somebody who would, like, equally take the drugs to, like, make themselves more powerful. Like, almost as powerful as she is.
Like, I thought that guy...
try to take her down.
I don't even know if they say their names.
No, these villains are just dumb, because, like, most villains are like, okay, well, we gotta figure out, like, they'd be sitting, like a fucking football team watching, like, tape, like, sitting there, like, watching, like, how the hell did she do that? And then somebody would be like, maybe the drugs got into her system, and then he'd be, like, cut it open with a knife and, like, snort it or something to, like, make himself...
Yeah.
Like, that would be, like, what a villain would do, but instead he's like, I don't know the odds, I'm just gonna go after her.
Yeah.
And he's like, I got more manpower. And it's like, you don't understand. He literally made bullets come out of the bottom of a gun. Not the clip. The bullets just fell through the bottom of the gun.
Yeah.
It was just like... and the structure at the beginning of this movie is like action, hard cut with like documentary style filming with a goofy ass soundtrack.
Yeah.
I think I've made my... intentions on this movie, or my view of this movie.
So most of the stuff with Scarlett Johansson and the whole her discovering her powers, we'll say, I genuinely like that, but everything else just the bad guys were terrible, like you said.
There were cool parts,
yeah,
but for the most part, it was just kind of like, what?
And like the Morgan Freeman stuff was pretty good because it, you know, gave you information, but like the documentary part of that was dumb.
Yeah.
Definitely didn't like that.
I was trying to. So this is the second time I've seen the movie. I'm trying to understand what the point of the movie was, because like usually
There
movies have like themes and things, but it's just like all thrown over all over the place. Like there's themes of like conception, like pregnancy, and then there's themes of uh like humanity, like if we were able to use all, like if we gained knowledge, then our humanity would be lost and all this stuff.
Mhm.
And it's just like I don't understand what the filmmaker is trying to say, because like you said, there's these documentary-esque moments in the film
And
where it's like,
they go for way too long.
yeah,
Like when Morgan Freeman's talking about like reproduction and stuff like that, like they didn't have to have like a montage of 50 fucking species fucking. We could have literally just, you could have like sped through that shit real quick while he's doing his thing and cut back to him talking.
Yeah.
But instead it's these like documentary like 2-minute long sequences.
Yeah.
yeah. The movie starts and ends with like, if we were given knowledge, like what would we do with it? Bullshit. And then so it's like it's trying to be like this inquisitive movie, like to pose these questions interspersed with these like action scenes of Scarlett Johansson just walking into random places and be like, and then like everyone in the room dying. It's like I don't understand what the point of the movie, or like what he thought he was doing when making the movie.
Yeah, I don't think that Luc Besson had a point or anything. I feel like because his movies don't really, like
Yeah.
his more recent movies do not. I've only ever watched Fifth Element once, and I remember almost nothing about it. I remember it was goofy as all hell.
People really liked The Fifth
I was
Element.
gonna say I know what that is.
It really has like a cult following because the movie's okay. It's really not that great, but it has more of a cult following. I've watched it. I didn't care much for it. But like
That might be the movie I was told to borrow that's out in my bag. I'll have to check
Oh.
after we're done.
uh,
But that might be the movie.
the his other movie Valerian and the City of a Thousand Planets, awful movie. Awful movie. I remember
That's
absolutely
another movie that's like trying to be like this,
be something.
yeah, super heady thing, and then like it's just like,
Yeah, he like tried to make it like a more intellectual Star Wars and just failed horribly. But like I mean, I guess like he's kind of like Roland Emmerich. Does he make good movies? No, not really. But are they memorable? Some, yeah. I mean, you remember the bad things about.
Roland Emmerich only has like one, like
He hit
he
a
only
home
has
run
one
with
string.
movie.
Yeah, he only has one string in his bow, which is disaster
Independence Day,
movies. So,
But Independence Day is probably his only good movie. And I'm not talking about a guilty pleasure movie like Godzilla. I'm talking about a decent movie. Is it a fantastic movie? No. But like Luc Besson hasn't made like a good movie. And this is not. This is in that category of not good.
yeah,
I mean, I feel like now having seen the movie, I feel like if Scarlett Johansson and Morgan Freeman were not in this,
Nobody
I would have never even knew about this
No.
movie.
It
That's
would have
really
been
the
complete-
biggest reason.
Yeah, you have two powerhouse names in that.
Yeah.
That's what drove people to the theaters. And he probably got a screenplay. Either somebody wrote a screenplay or he fleshed it out and handed it to a studio exec, and they said, unless you get two big names, not one fucking soul on this planet is gonna go watch this movie.
Yeah.
yeah. It's weird because it's like there's like a lot of weird like China stuff happening in the movie, and which is strange. Like I think they're supposed to be like in Taiwan, but all the bad guys are Korean.
Yeah.
And so every non-English speaking, or every English speaking actor in this that isn't Scarlett Johansson and Morgan Freeman, they're like the most wooden performances ever. And it's like mostly non-English speaking actors, like all the Korean guys and the French people from the police precinct. And then it's and all of the scientists too. Whenever Morgan Freeman's giving his lecture, and it's like they're speaking with like horrible accents whenever they're asking questions, and it's just like
I mean, like, and here's the funny part about it too is like Morgan Freeman and Scarlett Johansson did not have to act at all in this movie. Morgan Freeman had to put on a white lab coat and talk like a scientist man. And Scarlett Johansson rolled out of bed and just stared at the camera and just read lines off a teleprompter. Then she didn't do any stunts because obviously someone else was doing those stunts.
I did like how she became more robotic.
Yeah, but like
it made sense. I get what you're saying, but
it does, but it makes sense. But like this was the easiest paycheck either of them have ever had to collect because there was like zero emotion.
Yeah,
there was zero anything.
Well, she had to be sexually assaulted. There's that.
Well, yeah,
that was obviously unfortunate for her.
Yeah.
Now we don't typically talk box office and stuff, and I don't even know, I don't know enough to even be like, well, is it a flop? I don't know. But worldwide, this made $458 million.
What was its budget?
I was trying to find that and I couldn't find it.
It was probably low. I'd say maybe like 85 mil.
Budget is 40.
Really?
Yeah.
I was gonna say the CG was pretty bad.
Yeah, the CG's not the best.
Especially where she's hitting the lights and the sparks are coming down. Those were like I could put better sparks.
Yeah, exactly.
In
the most comical scene.
Oh my god! Yeah, when the bag bursts open and it's like invading her system, it is the most comical shit. Like where she's like hanging by the chain, but it's like she's blowing in the wind, and then she's like up on the ceiling and shit. I was like cackling and laughing my ass off during that.
And that's another thing. There's like a ton of like special effects. Like I'd say like at least a third of the movie is just like straight CG special effects shots. Whether it's like the drugs entering her system and doing some bullshit, or whenever at the end when she's reversing time and it's literally like a green screen and she's just sitting in the chair. Or whenever, like, the computer's being made and she's turning into the flash drive. Like, it's like all special effects.
He subverted our expectations, and maybe it was a budgetary constraint with the hallway fight.
Oh.
Where, like, you thought it was going to be, like, this epic action sequence where she was going to be doing, like, all these stunts and, like, kicking the shit out of these guys. And no, she just, like, makes them float up in the air slowly.
And then walks back.
Every time. And I was like, that was really anticlimactic.
Yeah,
because like
at least she pushed one through the wall.
Yeah, she pushed one through the wall, but I was like, oh, that was really anticlimactic. I was like, there was like a lot of build up to this, and I thought like she was gonna like, I don't know, burst them like from the inside out or some shit.
Yeah, she could blew that last guy's head.
The last guy, I thought that's what was gonna happen. Like if she was gonna walk out of the room, he was gonna like explode against the
wall. He started doing like this. Like I thought like he was like gonna like crumple up or something,
but no, she doesn't do that.
Or even into a little ball or something.
Yeah. I could maybe forgive the movie if the action was at least half decent, but it's literally like her with the gun walking into places and being like, boo, boo, and then they're all dead.
Hey.
Or the other action sequence was the them fleeing, or I guess it was just her trying to get to the place in the police car.
I mean, there was so much destruction in that sequence. Like
it was so chaotic. It was like not even fun to watch.
No. Yeah. I mean, if it was shorter, still chaotic but shorter, it might have worked better.
But yeah, that's all the action was in the movie, and the rest of it was basically her, I don't know, being a robot. Yeah, like you said, she's basically a robot.
Yeah.
I don't understand the one scene. Watching it a second time, I was just like, I don't fucking get what's happening here. When she's on the plane and she's like unlocked like 25% of her brain or whatever, and she starts to fucking disintegrate. Because it says...
They kind of... Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, because it's like whenever an organism is at peace... Or it's a... What was it? When it's in a chaotic environment, it tries to become immortal by self-sustaining? Is that what it said?
Yeah.
So is that implying that her body is becoming more chaotic and destructive because she didn't have access to the drug? So her individual cells were like, I've got to get the fuck out of here to survive? Like, is that what...
Oh, no. I thought that... And maybe I I don't think that it was made clear, because I thought, because when she took the sip of the champagne and then she looked in it, I thought there was a roofie in it.
Her tooth fell out.
Oh, okay, because it was like fizzing, and I was like, the fuck? I was like, she got roofied on the plane? And that's why I thought that she was disintegrating, because there were other drugs in her system, and they were trying to fight back against it.
I thought
that that's what
the way that the flight attendant was like freaking out because she was weirded out because her nose wasn't bleeding when she told her to wipe her nose.
But I thought there was like one of the guys following her, and he was on a plane and roofied her to take her back. And that's what I thought was happening. And then she like had to take the drugs to like fight it out of her system so that she didn't pass out, but she ends up. That really wasn't made clear.
Yeah,
that whole thing was just not clear. Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure it was her tooth that fell out, because then she coughed up a shit ton of teeth.
Yeah.
And so my perspective, or what I thought was happening, was like her body was in a chaotic state, so her cells were trying to achieve immortality, which, going back to that, makes no fucking sense in the first place. That like lecture that he was giving.
Yeah.
Like, it's like if there's a chaotic environment, why would cells try to achieve immortality by self-sustaining? But it's like in a peaceful environment, they reproduce.
I think that the cells, when it says choosing immortality, means that they will fight.
Yeah.
So like if you're in a chaotic environment, if you walk into a bar and like 6 dudes come up on you, you're not just gonna like take it. Like you're gonna obviously fight. But I think that's what it means, is like you're gonna fight to survive.
So
I think that's what.
So I'm pretty sure it was like all of her cells were like trying to leave so that they could survive on their own or whatever, or they were just dying, and that your skin is just like dying at such a rapid pace, and because new cells are achieving that it's just like constant, like Deadpool.
Or my theory that she was just tripping balls, hitting a bunch of keys on 2 computers while the screens.
I didn't understand what she was doing at that moment.
They don't explain it.
No.
There's absolutely no explanation. It's just like, look how smart she is. She's using 2 computers.
They're like, this will be cool. Look at her. It makes no fucking sense.
The best part of that scene was the guy that was just like, what the fuck are you doing?
And then she has her phone like hooked up to or whatever.
Yeah.
I like when she read all of Morgan Freeman's life's work in like 60
and then shows
seconds.
up on his TV.
Yeah.
And then tells her friend that her kidneys are bad and her liver's failing, and like writes her a prescription.
In Chinese.
Yeah, in like Taiwanese or whatever. Yeah, there's just a lot happening in this movie that doesn't make any sense.
Not that we needed it or whatever, but the friend, we don't get any closure. Like, how weirded out would she be?
Yeah.
The mom with the phone call.
She was just introduced and then just out.
Her mom with the phone call, like, not that we needed to see anything, like, what happened there? Like,
exactly.
Oh, your daughter's a flash drive now, so you know.
Yeah, there's no resolution there. It's all very strange.
Or like a better ending would have been like her humanity coming back or something, like coming down off the drugs.
Yeah.
That would have been a better ending.
Yeah.
Like,
what, her being like a dumb college kid again?
Or like getting like through all of that, like she still like would be able to,
like she reaches 100% and then somehow
humanity slowly seeps back in. So like she has all that knowledge and everything, but like can start to feel her humanity again. Yeah. Like that would have been
and then somehow transition into the computer thing that it was building.
But instead she just becomes a computer.
Well, more so with flash drive, because all that shit just disappeared.
Yeah. The flash drive with the bad clipping mask on it.
I think that's kind of
I thought it was kind of cool.
It was a cool effect, but like I feel like there was a better way to do it.
It just looked weird.
It looked really weird because it looked like it was like painted green, and then they were like moving it, and it's just like what's behind. Like
it's like how Chowder, Chowder.
Yeah, like, all the clothes in Chowder. Yeah,
they would just like walk, but it would like the design would.
The clipping mask would move through. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
Very weird, but I kind of like that. But
no, it was neat, but I felt like it could have been done a little bit better.
So. Yeah, so she's everywhere, but also the flash drive. I don't know.
It's so weird. She is the Force.
Yeah, she becomes the Force. Oh my god. I like when she was just like becoming the cobalt. Like,
yeah, I thought
color.
that was cool.
And then as soon as it happens, she just fucking vanishes. And the Korean guy's like shooting into the chair and
yeah,
like, what happened? It's like a human-sized thing just disappears. Like, how that would not happen.
Well, we don't know.
Apparently, I don't have.
you reach
access.
100%.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
I don't
then
have-
you tell us.
I don't have enough
Maybe
access
Luke
in my
Besson
brain.
knows something we don't.
And that's another thing that's stupid about the movie. So, like, the claim is we only use 10% of our brains, which is not true. We use 100% of our brains.
We're just dumb.
I thought that was an actual thing.
I don't think that's true at all.
Okay. I don't know.
I don't know. It's probably higher than 10, but
I'm pretty
I
sure
thought
it's
I always heard that.
significantly higher than 10.
I don't have the capacity to do that right now. Do that kind of
Well, why don't they just make us? Oh, and the drug that they make is like, and here's another like theme or like tie-in with like pregnancy
Yeah.
or like fertilization is whenever she's getting the drug removed from her, the doctor's like, oh, this is a synthetic compound of whatever chemical.
CPH 40 or
Yeah,
something.
and that is like whenever women are pregnant, they release that small amount so that
Their
they're
bones grow. and
yeah,
stuff.
so to allow the fetus to like grow. So like,
It packs the power of an atomic
Yeah.
bomb to a fetus, is what he said.
so why wouldn't? I mean, obviously this is all bullshit anyway, but like, why wouldn't somebody make a compound like that? And if 10% of our brains was all we used, why wouldn't we try and heighten it by
Yeah.
taking a drug like that?
No, you're right.
Yeah.
Are you fact checking?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it literally says if you've ever believed in the 10% brain myth, you might be surprised to learn that human beings use virtually every part of their brains. Moreover, over the course of an average day, humans use nearly 100% of their brains.
Yeah.
There you go.
Not at once, but
Yeah,
like over a day.
Do your research next time.
So obviously there's like, maybe there are portions of our brain that we don't have access to, but for the most part.
I want the telekinetic part.
I mean, the one interesting thing is like, and maybe I'm wrong about this too, but like, all of our memories are there. They're just so far
Yeah, they're locked away.
locked away.
Well, because like when you forget shit when you're an adult that you remembered like 10 years ago, and then like something triggers it again, it's like it's still there, but
Yeah,
Right.
it's just
you're not gonna remember it until
Yeah.
something triggers it
It's-
because you've got so much other shit on your mind that you're
Yeah,
not gonna
it's-
possibly remember.
it's synapses reconnecting and remembering things
Yeah.
in your brain, basically.
So
Which was seen in one of the CGI aspects of the film was whenever it was
Yeah,
going into her
yeah,
brain. and
it's like
had-
little tendrils that like on the underside of the scale that has memories like underneath, like little LCD like memory screens or shit. I'm like, that's not how that fucking happens.
What a neat visual.
I whatever.
I
I liked it.
did like the one scene when it was after she had her incident on the airplane and she was in the hospital in the airport. I guess that makes sense that there would be like a medical ward in an airport. I don't think I've ever seen one, but
Never. Well, I never flown, so I don't know.
whenever she like woke up and
I'm sure there is.
she was blinking and her like iris was changing from like a reptile eye and like a cat's
a
eye.
frog eye,
Yeah.
yeah, like that, yeah.
Like that was cool.
That
But
was
Yeah, I did say when that happened, I was like, well, that's kind of neat.
yeah.
I thought it was a little ridiculous at the end whenever she was explaining everything to all these scientists and she like turns her fingers, like she makes a second hand on the back of her hand and then she like turns her hand into like a hag hand.
She
makes
looks like one of Floop's Fooglies.
and then she made like a webbed hand and all that shit. Like that's kind of ridiculous.
Which, like, okay, yeah, that should have been shit that like was added into action sequences, not while she's sitting there talking.
yeah.
Like those guys should have like rushed in the room and she like
Yeah.
T1000's one guy and like
Yeah,
done
like,
something like that.
like
would've
makes a
been cool.
raptor claw and
Yeah.
like attack somebody or
Yeah,
some shit.
throws a tail and like whacks
yeah.
somebody into the wall or
It should have
something.
been
That
an
would've been
Animorphs
Yeah.
at the movie.
Yeah, like there could have been like so many, like there are so many choices that were squandered or it had just complete missed potential, and it was
And that could have tied back even more into like the evolution aspect and shit. Like if she grew a tail, like humans have tailbones because obviously we evolved from apes, so they had tails. We just evolved to not have them. So like humans having a tail, that would be cool.
That's just your opinion.
That is, I'm full of shit. Monkeys need tails for balance, and humans evolved so that they
Some
don't need
days I
tails.
feel like I need a tail for balance.
After I
I lose my balance. So maybe that's the problem.
That's just your equilibrium.
It's kind of reminding me of that movie Splice. Do you ever...
Oh yeah. That's actually what I was thinking of when I said she grows a tail and
Yeah.
wax. Like
Yeah, that was a strange movie.
Didn't they have Adrian Brody in
Yeah,
it?
he was the main character in that. Yeah, I'd say it's probably about as good as this movie, honestly.
I never watched Splice.
I think I've heard of it.
They make a creature, and I don't even remember exactly what happens, but it evolves into like a humanoid creature, and then Adrian Brody has sex with it. And that's all I remember from the movie.
That's the plot.
That's all you need to know.
That's it. That's
Yeah.
the plot.
That's the plot. And then it turns into a man.
What?
Yeah, it like turns into a man. Because like some species of animals will like change their gender
Yeah.
based on like if there are not other.
Seahorses.
Some
are.
Southwest African frogs can change their gender from male to female in a completely male species.
Yeah, so that they're able to
Jurassic Park.
reproduce. Yes.
Speaking of
finds a way.
Jurassic Park, we got to see a dinosaur at least.
We did get a very poorly animated CGI.
I was going to say
The pterodactyls looked good.
The pterodactyls look good because they were at a distance.
Exactly.
The thing that they animated looked like it was from Ice Age.
I was going to say the dinosaurs in Jurassic Park look better than the dinosaur in this movie, which is like
A
15
dinosaur
years
in
after.
1993 looked way better.
Well, this was 2014, so that was only
It was like
11 years.
no, it was like 20 years.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, 21 years.
I can't
1993,
math today.
2014. Hold on, we'll do some math.
Okay, yeah.
It would have been 2003. Would have been 11.
Yeah.
It was still bad.
Yeah. It's
I
not
can't math.
good at all.
Whatever. Don't at me.
Mike is not using 100% of his brain today.
It took me down to the 10%.
Watching this movie.
So the motif I did, I mean, it was like whenever it would flash up how much percent of her brain she was using. I like whenever it didn't even start with 10, which was like based on the rules of this movie would be like the normal
norm.
amount,
Hmm.
but she gets like knocked unconscious and then it like gets knocked to 1%,
Oh, yeah.
and then I don't even think it says 10. I think
It said 2% then, I think, for some other reason. Like, when she gained consciousness, she was like, what?
She's just a phone on a charger throughout this entire movie.
yeah, exactly.
It's just like every time you look back at your phone, like while it's on for like an hour and a half, and it's like 50% cool.
So, one of the main reasons I dislike this movie so much is because I was like so excited for this movie to come out when I
The
first watched it.
trailers looked awesome.
Yeah, like I saw the trailers.
So did the trailer for Terminator
I was like-
Salvation.
I was like, this movie looks awesome. I can't wait to see it. And then like, I sat down and watched the movie, and I was like, I didn't hate it at all. And then like the ending completely fucking ruins the movie for me. I was like, oh, this is terrible. Like this movie sucks ass.
It was not good.
So, I don't know. I might be a little more generous to it this time around, but her turning into a flash drive shit is still like the dumbest fucking thing.
I think it's hilarious. It's terrible.
it's really bad.
but it's
like-
I thought it was funny.
Like I don't know. There had to have been a better way to like resolve the movie than like her like 100%ing and turning into like passing down all of her knowledge based on the flash drive, because like she doesn't even essentially she doesn't even like resolve the conflict that was happening to her. It was the French police officer that ends up killing the main mobster.
And
So
Yeah.
like
you also don't even like in this movie you don't care about any of the characters.
you really don't fucking
You don't.
care.
You don't fucking care. There's nothing. The only time that I like felt any type of like emotion was I wanted Korean Paul Dano to die a horrible death, and he did, I
Yeah.
guess. But I was like, that was the only like watching this. I was like, I want him to die horribly. Like that was it. I didn't care about anything else that happened.
Yeah, so her turning into a robot is kind of a detriment to the storytelling in the first place, because you have to like connect yourself, like you can't emote with her, like you can't relate to her as a character once she's become this
But
robot.
she's hanging out with this shithead.
Yeah.
And then
So the only time that you get to like relate to the character is whenever in the very beginning, whenever she
the
gets,
first 3 minutes of the movie.
and then whenever she like is going through this like horrible mob
Yeah.
shit, like obviously that's we'll say it's like the first 15 minutes of the movie.
Yeah.
And then after that, she becomes like unrelatable. So you're basically just along for the ride for the action stuff, which there's like hardly any action in the movie in the first place. So like why should I watch this movie?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's not for the story, because the story's fucking dumb, and the action is like not that great either. So like, what's the point?
This movie sucks.
It's not great from my perspective, anyway. I'm sure there's somebody out there that's like, that was the best movie ever.
I was gonna say, there's somebody out there who based their personality off of this movie. Like, you know it.
Yeah.
This is somebody's Drive.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw that name.
Or Taxi Driver. Like, this is somebody's bread and butter.
Like Taxi Driver with Queen Latifah?
No.
Oh.
I've never heard
Is
of
that, is that just Taxi?
Probably
There might just be
Yeah,
Taxi.
okay.
Taxi Driver.
I saw
Taxi
that.
Driver's a movie with Robert De Niro where he has a mohawk.
Oh, right,
And he
okay.
goes around, he's basically incel, goes around killing people.
You said Taxi.
Well,
I was like, Taxi.
he kills like pimps
Yeah.
and stuff.
But
yeah.
he's also an incel
Yeah,
who
yeah.
goes around killing pimps.
Anyway,
I gotta look that
He
up.
has his Joker arc.
yeah, he's the Joker before the Joker. Except the Joker was probably a thing.
Are you saying that Joker went through his Taxi Driver arc?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying.
It was just called Taxi. It's,
I'm glad we cleared the air on
it's
that.
Queen Latifah and Jimmy Fallon.
Oh, wow.
The fuck?
2004.
Wow. Does Jimmy Fallon have a mohawk?
No. He looks kind of weird, actually. Anyway.
I don't have anything else to say. About
Yeah,
this.
I think we're
Do we have anything nice to say about it?
I thought I said a couple of generous things.
I mean, I did too.
Like some of the effects were cool, and you know, like an action scene and a half were decent, but you know,
Mike, you got anything to add?
I mean, Scarlett Johansson was in it.
I think it's funny how she like changes her hair to the brunette, and then she passes out and wakes back up, and she just has
That made
blonde
no
hair again.
sense.
Yeah, that
I didn't
makes
get
no
that.
sense.
Unless like she was like reset because she was knocked out or whatever. So like her body reset to its natural
I don't know. So she was obviously doing that to like
hide.
hide, and I don't know, whatever.
Yeah,
I didn't like
was
the-
wanted.
Yeah,
I didn't like the dark hair. Made her look creepy.
it made her look creepy. Okay.
She looks like Angelina Jolie.
The one scene,
uncomfortable.
the one scene when she's like leaving the drug, or after she gets the shit kicked out of her and she kills all those guys and she like scarfs down all the food and she's leaving. I thought the sound editing in that scene was kind of cool. It was like a musical beat based on like a machine shop.
Oh, okay.
I thought that was kind of cool, but
Yeah, there were very odd choices musically in this movie.
yeah,
The score is just so forgettable. And
I
like,
already forgot it.
and then like when they're like when he's talking about his like documentary like style stuff, like it cuts to like a 2-minute montage of whatever, like it had goofy documentary style music in it. Which I was like, isn't this supposed to be like more serious? Like why are we like back to this goofy
it's jarring. It's jarring because it doesn't even do it. Does that through like the first half of the movie.
Yeah.
And then it doesn't do it anymore.
Yeah.
Like
it's when she is talking to after she makes contact with the professor, like
that's it.
that's
Yeah.
it. And I remember no one else's name in this movie except for the main character.
Yeah, because it's the name of the movie.
Yeah,
There's-
that's probably the only reason I do remember it is because it's the name of the movie. Like I wouldn't remember.
Yeah.
His last name is Norman. I can't remember his first name though.
The
Doctor.
professor.
Yeah, Professor.
Dr. Norman.
Para.
Paranormal. I'm done now.
I'm done. I'm done as well. I'm not having fun anymore.
Rating time.
I forget who all the like. Does the person that picked the movie go?
Doesn't
I don't
really
fucking
matter.
know.
Whoever wants to go first, apparently. Like, as far as I'm concerned.
3.
Wow. I wasn't even gonna give it that low.
You're not gonna give it a 3 out of 10?
Not that low.
Oh, I'm going.
Is this about to be the lowest rating?
I mean, I think that's my lowest. There's just nothing to grip in this movie. Like,
I mean, you're right.
Yeah, I'll probably say 3 too. I mean, it's not like so bad that I'll give it. Oh, maybe I will. I don't know. I'm struggling with myself here, so
yeah.
please go.
I go for then you.
Please.
Okay, all right. Well, shit. I'll give it a 3.5. I was gonna go 5, but then I'm thinking about it, and I'm like, you know,
It's not even like an average.
No.
No, it's not even average. No.
That's why I threw 3 out there, because I'm like, it's not in the middle. Because based on other movies that popped into my head, I'm like, it's not nearly that. So that's where I got the 3 from.
This movie is worse than Armageddon.
Yeah, we actually ranked it higher.
Yeah.
Armageddon is at least fun.
What we gave it like 5 average, like right.
I think I
honestly
gave it a
don't
5.
remember what I gave it.
I think I gave it a 5.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like I said, like at least Armageddon is fun. This is
and Armageddon, is supposed to be bad. It's supposed to be a joke. This is just not a joke. It's not good either.
yeah.
I wish the llama would have came out and shot the bad guy.
I wish that Lucy would have changed into a llama instead.
And laser-eyed the guy.
Yeah, exactly. If she would have turned into a llama and lasered the Korean guys, 10 out of 10.
I just stood up, standing ovation. So then
This is the purest form of Kino.
it would have just like we'd have been like, what the fuck? And then the credits roll and it's like directed by How We Do It.
Damn. Okay. Well, that was our recommendation this week. We have another one coming to us for next week, or next time, I guess I should say, from Aaron.
We do. And
Please don't keep the streak going.
part of the bad movies.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't know that this was bad.
So actually, I have you to thank for this recommendation.
Oh, good.
So I think you know what's coming.
I know what's coming.
Yeah, I've wanted to do this one since Interstellar, but I figured I'd let us go for a couple before jumping back into that type of genre. We're gonna watch fucking Armageddon.
Okay. I kind of thought I forgot about you replying like, you will.
Yeah, because you said that, and I was like, oh, fuck it. I was like, let's watch Armageddon.
Yeah, when you were going through your list earlier, I'm like, why are you even going through your list? We both know what you're going to pick.
I love this movie.
Well, there it is, guys. If you don't want to be spoiled for Armageddon before next time, make sure to watch it, because we'll be having a spoiler discussion about it. I hope you enjoyed our discussion about Lucy.
Better than the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually it was. Yeah. If you don't want to watch Lucy, just watch our discussion.
Yeah.
Not seeing the action and us talking about it will be better than seeing the
More
action.
exciting, yeah. More entertaining, at least.
Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff, and we'll catch you in the next one, guys.